What's up, everyone? We're here with another greenhouse tour. Wait a minute.
I think we can call this a garden tour.
A quarter of a garden tour.
Partial garden tour. We are out in the garden today.
What in tarnation? What the? I didn't let them out.
We let them free range a couple times and they think they own the place. They were even in the garden this morning, you said.
Yeah, I didn't let them out today because of stuff we have going on, so.
Yeah.
Turkeys. Anyways, I mean chickens.
No, chickens.
What'd you do this weekend?
Well, we've been
And
busy.
I helped.
Yeah.
She didn't do everything.
We've been busy. We've been out in the garden a lot, but we have had a couple things that popped up when we weren't even really trying to grow them. So I think we should show everybody those first. Check out these onions. I think we've showed them to you before, but these are onions that just came back from last year and they are doing so well. So we just covered them up so nobody accidentally steps on them, and we're letting them go.
We are going to let them go and hopefully get some seeds off of them if they go to flower, because those are the ones from us last year.
So we have 3 rows of potatoes. 2 of the rows only go to the beds here, and then one row goes almost all the way across the garden of Yukon Gold potatoes that we planted. I only planted about, oh actually they're not all Yukon Gold. I planted about a 5-pound pack of seed potatoes that I had cut up. That's how much we planted last year, and a lot of you said there's no way that'll be enough for your family, but I'm happy to report that we did not buy potatoes all year, and in fact we had some more that we planted right here. We did them in rows this year. The way we did it last year in the round area, it didn't really produce too many, and I think the only potato product really we probably bought from the store was tater tots, because we live in Minnesota and we have to have tater tot hot dish at least a couple times a year. I spent almost 2 full days out here planting onions. We have so many onions to plant and I'm not done yet. I got all the red burgundy onions down in the ground, and then we also planted a yellow Patterson storage onion this year that we're going to try out. So hopefully they all do well, because as Matt said, they took up about half the garden and he's not sure where else we're going to plant.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high.
So my purple cone flowers came up. They're just starting to sprout. They're very small. So I'm really excited for that, because I want the whole front yard, that little flower bed, I want that full of cone flowers. I think they look cool. But the apple trees, I don't know. I just don't know. But these look good. These are looking okay, the smaller ones. So maybe the smaller ones. I don't know. And then the rhubarb, just huge. This is the one that goes to seed on. This is the one that goes to seed on us all the time. So it'd be nice to have the other ones as a backup, because this one gets away on us. So tomatoes, I think they'd be a lot better if I planted them, but Sarah did. So they're coming up mediocre. She's chuckling. So this is the triple L crop, and it's like a 50% germination. So that's kind of different for us. Oh, there's a little weed there. But the Wisconsin Chief, those aren't doing that well, and last year they did very well for us. So that's less than 50% there. And all those seeds we bought, so it's kind of disappointing, but still might, you know, get some sprouts. We still got a couple of peppers that just sprouted. So I mean, hey, anything can happen, right? Then we have all of these tomatoes that are doing very well, except for the Italian. It's the same thing. So give it time, hopefully they come through. And peppers, just fantastic. Only a couple of them that didn't, you know, pop up, but they're doing good. I mean, really, I'm not worried one bit. It's kind of funny from that tray to this tray how these are a lot bigger than those, so these must have sprouted before those. Leroy's flower plant. That's doing good. He's gonna love it. Wait until there's a flower on there. He's gonna just beam in. Yeah, I know. So we have king peppers right here that are doing really well. And the hyssop. Look at all that hyssop. Be nice. Nice little flower to have. And then we have more tomato plants. Our tomatoes just haven't done the best this year. I don't know why. The germination hasn't been the greatest. So I think I'm going to have to put more fish oil. I put fish oil in all the tomato plants to help them, give them a boost. But I should probably do it on the peppers too. That might help. The kid's tree, I don't think this is a maple. I just have a hard time believing it's a maple because we don't have any in this area where we live. There's, like, you go down the road and there's maple trees, but not right here. The jalapenos, oh, they're doing good. Yeah, everything's doing really good. I mean, except for the tomato plants. It's the tomatoes are the only thing that just not doing the greatest for us this year. And all the herbs, they popped, but they're just slow at growing. The mint actually came up too, so I'm sure Sarah in the future is going to be having some mojitos. And all these herbs are about the same. The chives are doing the best, but honestly, I think anyone can grow the chives. They're just like a wild flower, I think. Wild onion. Just crazy.
So we've been a little bit nervous about these onions that are just laying down, and they seem to still be doing well. Some of them are really starting to form bulbs now. So we've got bulbs that are about 1.5 inches wide, and then others are forming flower. So hopefully we're going to see that in the next couple weeks. And if we see anything wonky going on with these onions, we will pull them and we'll just chop them up, use them up. So I think I've talked about this minutina before, that I probably wouldn't plant it again. But the more we're letting it grow, the bigger it's getting, the more I'm actually seeing the possibility that this could be a really good substantial green. We haven't loved it plain. I don't really think it has much flavor. We were told it was going to have like a buttery flavor. I don't really taste that much, but when we fry it up with other things, that seems to be the trick. The collards, they're getting bigger, but they're not quite ready to eat yet. And then these carrot tops. So I think all these carrots, I think they're going to seed, you guys, because there's not much root growth. But these tops are crazy big, huge. So we have used the greens before in cooking salads. I dried them and used them in place of parsley. And I guess we can do that again, but I am a little disappointed that we won't have some carrots, even if these were just the Paris Market carrots, those short stubby ones. This kale is doing so well. I don't know, I wish I liked kale more than I do, but we tried cooking it and that went really good for everyone. Actually, I quite enjoyed it. We had it in eggs, and Matt's been eating it on his salads. He likes it. I prefer the red streak mustard in my salad, so we've kind of been doing a little bit of each and having salad most days for lunch. This Vit Machi, I haven't been using it really at all, but it is growing big. Looks like great big cilantro leaves. Check out this Celtis. Doesn't it look sad? Can you tell we've been eating it? So we finished off most of our lettuce. So we tried some of the Celtis, the leaves, in salad, and we found we really like it. The leaves are really hearty, a lot stronger than a lettuce leaf, but as light tasting as lettuce is. So we really liked that. We haven't tried the stock yet, but I'm guessing this week we'll get out here and be trying that too. The Easter egg radishes look good, as does the radish seed we've got going on here. The rutabaga are doing really well, and I did thin around the celery and take the rutabaga out that were around it to give it some room to grow, because celery is definitely a staple in our cooking, and sorry, trumps the rutabaga. So I was able to give that to the chickens. They quite enjoyed it. And the turnips, these have been going really well. We found out we don't like them cooked, and what we've been doing instead is picking about 2 a day for our salad, cutting them up, putting a little salt on them, putting them on our salad, and then about 2 stems worth of greens are going in our eggs the next morning. So it's nice that we're able to utilize the whole plant because we aren't always able to do that with things. As you can see, our iceberg lettuce is pretty much picked over. We've got those starts, those little plugs that we started, and I was thinking of putting them in the garden, but the more I'm thinking about it, I might just plug them in here to get this all going. We do have a really pretty head left of butter crunch lettuce, and it's just so beautiful. I don't want to eat it, but we will. It's just so pretty. We had a bit of a snafu. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fail.
A bit of a failure. So in the house, I had bought a couple hardy kiwi plants, which we haven't actually tried before. They're supposed to be like a small grape-like fruit, and I forgot about them. By the time I finally got them out here and got them planted, the leaves were kind of dying, and I think they're goners. But we've just been leaving them in here, watering them this week, hoping that maybe they'll take off, and if they don't, oh well. Look at these stems on this spinach. It's just crazy how thick they are.
You gonna let them go to seed?
So Matt doesn't want to do too much going to seed in here. We already have the radishes going, but it'd be nice to keep one of these. But of course, like the biggest ones are right in the front. If we had one in the back, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal. But I think we will have to pull this. I've been leaving it since we've been eating those turnip tops in our greens. We haven't been doing any spinach, so we are getting some spinach leaves off of them at least, and then we'll be able to cut this again. And then welcome to Carrot Forest, where all the carrots are planted incredibly too close together. It needs to get done. I think I'll have to just tell myself that if I give, they've come up so much that if I give the greens to the chickens, at least they're getting something out of it. But I don't know how these are going to do. I'm a little leery that they will do well. What did you see?
First snake of the year.
No.
See it?
Oh, yes. For those of you not local to Minnesota, these are the snakes we get.
There is trash.
Just gardener snakes. Kind of gross, but
Won't stop for traffic lights.